What's going on, YouTube? JT's Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about Future State Teen Titans issue number 1 of 2. That's right. This is the whole DC Future State event thing that's going on between January and February, and I am here to, of course, talk about it. So, this being Teen Titans, I, of course, had to bring it up because, well, I've been covering Teen Titans on the channel for a while, and anything in regards to them, I got to talk about it. I talked about that endless winter special, which, in all things considered, the Titans played pretty much no factor in that storyline after that initial issue. But here we are today. So this is set in the future. I think like 5 or 6 years into like the future. It's an unknown future, by the way. This isn't a set in stone. This is kind of just a what if, but it could be a possibility. Like this is a post magistrate world. Titan's Tower has been decimated. Most of the team have been horrifically murdered. Red X makes an appearance in this thing. Dick Grayson has issues with Starfire. Titans Academy seemed to be kind of a happy-go-lucky place, and then the heroes were killed, which I guess was all Wally West doing because we got to fuck that character over more. So this initial issue, it was written by who is this written by? Tim Sheridan, who I guess is taking over the Teen Titans Academy book, which is a great fucking idea. I love that idea of a Teen Titans Academy. But this first issue, it's kind of a mixed bag for me personally because it's kind of messy. And what I mean is there's so many plot threads kind of thrown at you at once, and you're never really given a chance to kind of breathe and just kind of experience these things. Because it's only a 2 issue like Teen Titans like event. And again, this is a potential future, and they're going to try and set things up from the current Titans books. And I guess I don't know how it's all going to work. Future State is a potential future. Why we jumped to this point? See, what it was basically was they already had these kind of plans in store for what was going to be DC 5G. Those plans got kind of thrown out the way, but like, oh, we already spent money on this stuff. Let's kind of rework this into like this future state concept. And from what I've gathered, from what I've read, I read the Robin Eternal one. That one wasn't half bad. Dark Detective had some really great looking artwork, but it wasn't like we had 2 stories in there and they were kind of just okay, but the artwork really kind of saved that book. But other than that, I thought it was just all right. I haven't read the next Batman yet, which is like $8 and for only like 60 pages, which I think is kind of a bit of ripoff. Hell, the Challenge of the Super Sons is a digital series. $1 per issue gets you like 20 pages. So you're going to get, 100 plus pages for like the price of just, one issue of the next Batman. It's definitely a better thing or something like that. But again, there's a lot of this stuff. But anyways, so let's briefly summarize the issue. So Nightwing's in there. He's got his gold suit. So as we can see here, we can see all the characters who have died. Summer's Heat, I think she was in that Endless Winter special. Roundhouse is dead. So that's something. Wally West, Donna Troy, 2 minutes Emiko. And then back, as you can see, Emiko is upset. She's got a Kid Flash tattoo right there because they've really been pushing these two despite having not a very good, well built up romance in the comic books at all. And again, I've talked about this in my Teen Titans stuff. So it's just kind of her and Nightwing. I should also mention that Damian is nowhere to be found at all in Future State. Like literally, there's one brief kind of one word was spoken of him, and that was in the Robin Eternal thing. And then, but we never find out what's going on with him. So either he's going to be Red X, which is a possibility, but it's kind of one of those things where I'm 50-50 on, like it could be or it could not be, or he's going to be something done with the magistrate or whatever, in which case is also a failure. But we see here all these characters are dead. Emmy's still mourning. They find the Red X mask. And again, this is kind of a messy book where it's just like Dick Grayson said he was Red X before, but this has never been addressed before in canon or anything like that. So yeah, so again, we see all the characters here just kind of having a good time at a party. Happy birthday, Nightwing. It's Nightwing's birthday. Wallace, again, he's trying to hook up with Raven, I guess, even though he's dating Emiko and he's taking a selfie there. I don't know. That's just something I kind of brought up. They have their little red mask present. Somebody gave it to him as a gift, whoever that might be. Could be one of the Titans Academy students, is just who they say is going to be Red X. There's some, he's like, I think we finally are doing this right. You mentioned I do have something for you. Meet me in the flight simulator after lights out and bring the mask. So yeah, they're talking about getting ready to fuck, stuff like that. They find something called this H-style thing, and we also keep flashing back and forth. Again, one of the issues I have with one of my gripes with this issue is it jumps back and forth so much, you're never really given a chance to kind of spend enough time, like, because it's, again, it's kind of all over the place. Like, it's jumping here, it's jumping there. We have no build up or real context to the story beforehand. We're kind of just thrown into this thing, and we're just trying to like gather all the pieces and try and figure out where my footing is in this issue. And with all the different things going on, the fact that there's only two issues and they're only going to be like 24 pages or something, it doesn't quite work for me, because again, there's just too much being thrown at you. We have all these other characters who are in here we've never really seen before, and it's just kind of a what if scenario. So again, we see kind of bits and flashbacks of the Teen Titans Academy going on. Cyborg was there. And again, they have kind of their banter there. Starfire is no longer calling him Dick. She's calling him Nightwing because Nightwing kind of went dark or something. We have all these other different characters here, which are kind of just, they're trying to like go up to Shazam or something like that. We have other characters, like this is Brat Girl, this is Jakeem Thunder. There's like a Man Bat looking thing. Titans are kind of doing their thing together. Again, all these different characters are, I'm sure. Oh, there's a character named Tubi, who I'm sure is going to come up in the Teen Titans Academy book. So they're kind of doing their thing. They got to go out and do their stuff. There's some issues between Nightwing and Starfire. And we also see Raven, who I guess is going to go dark in the Shazam book. I mean, I love Raven. Raven's one of my all-time favorite characters. She's seen here kind of fighting, and then she kind of loses her grip and control. And then we see that she's been talking to Red X. So as we can see here, she goes to Red X for some advice. So there's something going on between Raven and Red X, whoever that might be. Again, one potential theory is it could be Damian Wayne, because he's not been mentioned at all in any of Future State. Like, where the hell is he? Because they're definitely keeping him under wraps, because it's gonna be some big reveal, I'm sure. Knowing like DC, it'll probably be something really terrible. So just kind of like what they're doing with Wallace West, or Wally West, yeah, Wallace West too. But anyway, so Raven went to him for strategy. Red X, because again, this is him in the jail cell. He's kind of remorseful about some of the stuff that happened, because he was a former member. Then we see something about Cybeast. They're awake. Again, Cyborg and Beast Boy are fused together because reasons that are not really explained. Again, there's just so much thrown at you in this issue. You're never really getting a chance to be like, okay, so we're here, we're there, we're here, there. Like, how is this supposed to wrap up in two issues? They also mentioned Future State Flash #2, how they need something called the Spear of Destiny. Again, there's just way too much going on here. Then we jump over here. We see Shazam and that they're fighting off against these things. Then we flash back again. It says then. I'm like, okay, so now we're here now. We see Red X wielding sword, which is another reason why people can think it's Damian, because Damian is a sword wielder, and I can't think of anybody else who's there, unless they're making a completely original character altogether. So he's saying, I know what really happened, Dick, not the bullshit story you fed us. I know why you put on this mask all those years ago. Red X stood for something then. He stands for something now. And I need you to step aside or something like that, because Red X is kind of here. He's just like, I won't let you kill one of your students, because he's just like, he's kind of protective and kind of his motives, and we're just still trying to figure things out. Dick then goes to find him, and I guess he's jumping here again. Again, this issue jumps so far all over the place. It doesn't get enough time to breathe and allow you to kind of settle into where it's at, to where you can't really like, it's kind of wonky in that regard. So we're here, we're there, we're back and forth, back and forth. Like, focus on something. It lacks focus. Because again, they're trying to cram so much into these two issues because, Future State. But anyways, so he lets him out of the cell, it hands him the Red X mask, and Dick, for some reason, is wearing a Deathstroke mask, which is a stupid idea considering all the things that Slade Wilson's done. But then again, this is just kind of an alternative, like, what if scenario future, which doesn't really like excite me in any way. I mean, kind of where like Future State is, it's just like, okay, everything's just kind of miserable. There's no sense of real fun or anything. The stuff with Supergirl and John, the way Carl was written was just horrible, and that's Superman Metropolis that I read. Haven't read the next Batman yet. I read the stuff with Grifter and that, and Robin Eternal. I've only read a couple of these things so far, and I was kind of skimming through the Flash one. But yeah, so that's kind of where we're at with Future State Teen Titans #1. I didn't quite hate this issue, mostly because it's just kind of so far all over the place, and just kind of just tries to cram and throw so much to you at once. You're never really given a chance to kind of breathe or settle into any of these little bits going on. I'm going to have to wait and see how the second issue happens. Maybe then things will become a little bit more clear. But in terms of a first issue, like, if you're trying to hook the audience with it, it's just kind of so messy and just so many plot threads thrown at you at once. It's a bit overwhelming. Again, most of these characters are new that they showcase kind of in the background. You have a bunch of dead characters because, that's just what DC kind of does. And nothing all that amazing or memorable in my humble opinion. The artwork is nice. Again, I think that works. I mean, this is kind of a haunting image here, and I am intrigued to see kind of how this all happens. But all things considered, I wasn't wowed by it, so it's okay. It's just kind of okay, a little bit messy, nothing too terrible, but nothing too great either. I'm kind of hoping the next issue and the whole Teen Titans Academy thing picks up when we get something great. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about that. If you read Future State Teen Titans issue number 1, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends. Tell me what you think of DC's Future State so far. Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Do you think it sucks? Do you think it's great? Let me know. We'll chat about it some more. That's all I got to say. Be sure to come back next time. Next week, I'm going to talk about Super Sons, and I might talk about some more Future State titles. But anyways, that's all I got to say. As always, take care now. Bye-bye then, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.